For all the latest updates, subscribe to News9.
A day after Indian and Chinese army commanders held a meeting to resolve the tense situation along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh, the Ministry of External Affairs on Sunday said that both the sides have agreed to resolve the border issues in accordance with various bilateral agreements. The Indian and Chinese army commanders agreed to peacefully resolve the situation in the border areas in accordance with various bilateral agreements. Peace and tranquility in the India-China border regions are essential for the overall development of bilateral relations. It further noted that the meeting was held in a positive atmosphere and hinted that it could first in the series of meetings, as it stated that the dialogue will continue at military and diplomatic levels. In recent weeks, India and China have maintained communications through established diplomatic and military channels to address the situation in areas along the India-China border. Both sides agreed to peacefully resolve the situation in the border areas in accordance with various bilateral agreements and keeping in view the agreement between the leaders that peace and tranquility in the India-China border regions is essential for the overall development of bilateral relations. In the meeting, India and China also agreed that an early resolution would contribute to the further development of the relationship between the two countries. This came in view of the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. Both sides noted that this year marked the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries and agreed that an early resolution would contribute to the further development of the relationship. Accordingly, the two sides will continue the military and diplomatic engagements to resolve the situation and to ensure peace and tranquility in the border areas. The meeting comes at a time when satellite images show that Chinese troops have moved in great numbers close to their perception line, which India considers as its territory, and undertaken fresh deployment and constructions. The direction of the military commanders' talks was positive, and both sides showed the inclination to resolve, so there were good signs. It is going to be a deliberate process where the two sides negotiate and resolve the differences step by step. Tensions between the two sides have lasted more than a month, and serious skirmishes between the Indian Army and the PLA soldiers were reported at several points of the LAC in Ladakh and Sikkim since May 5th, where China is understood to have made significant incursions, and the Indian Army has also bolstered its positions. The disputed boundary between India and China, also known as the Line of Actual Control, is divided into three sectors: Western, Middle, and Eastern. The countries disagree on the exact location of the LAC in various areas, so much so that India claims that the LAC is 3,488 kilometers long, while the Chinese believe it to be around 2,000 kilometers long. Since the standoff began on May 5th, Indian troops have not been allowed to go beyond Finger 4 on north bank of Pangong So, compared to earlier when Indian patrols could go 8 kilometers further till Finger 8, which is the LAC according to India. India also wants a mutually agreed progressive reduction of heavy military equipment such as artillery guns and tanks from the rear areas of both sides.